So, Todd, y'all geared up for Cade Day? It's coming right up, what, a week from today?
We are 1 week away. It is Monday morning. We're 9:30. We'll be in the thick of the bottle sales right there. And speaking of bottle sales, that's what we're doing this whole week, is we're bottling 900 bottles of these babies right off of our little bottling line.
Yeah, tell me about that. That looks pretty sophisticated.
This is the highest tech piece of equipment we've got in the brewery right now. It's got an automated manual bottler, labeler.
Is that a lab safety catalog?
That is our crutch to what every lab needs. But that is our bottle crutch. It holds the bottle so we can actually label it. It takes about 7 seconds to label a bottle here. I know there's some other bottlers out there that have much quicker systems, but this is what we've got. And so right now Tyson is actually filling a bottle. He's just about to turn off the flow in. He's pulling the bottle off, hand capping, and they're hand crowning, excuse me. Tyler would kill me if I said hand capping. In any event, so the system works thusly. Bottle goes up, CO2 goes into the bottom of the bottle, fills the bottle with CO2. As he's actually purging his bottle, he's also rinsing the next bottle he's going to be doing with a sanitizer. It's called peracetic acid. At a very, very low concentration, it gets any dust or anything out of the bottle. Once he's finished purging the bottle, he pressurizes the bottle, and then he brings the product into the bottle. And he relieves the head pressure by turning a switch and allowing the beer to flow in, displacing the gas that's in the bottle. This is basic brewing, bottling, but it's the best we've got. As you'll notice when we take a little walk through, we don't have a whole heck of a lot of room here in the Portsmouth Brewery. Whereas we are just a brew pub, it's never been our intention to have a high production amount of bottles until this whole Cade thing came along.
Well, tell me a little bit about the whole Cade thing. What's your take on it?
It's one of those snowballs that just won't slow down. And I've been brewing the same beer for many years. I've told this story time and again, but we've been brewing Cade here for since I got here. It's always just been our Imperial Stout. And when we decided that we'd give it a name, Cade the Great, in sort of thanks to Catherine the Great, I think that was 2007 that we started calling it Cade the Great. That's when the Advocates ranked it the #2 beer on the planet and the #1 beer in the United States. It's been the most sought after beer, according to the Advocates Beer and Review this year. And so we're just trying to keep up. That's all we can do. Unlike Dark Lord, where they actually do 40 barrels of beer, we do a double batch, which is about 10 barrels of beer.
So everyone wants to know, Todd, how come you just don't brew more of this stuff?
Logistically, in this brewery, we don't brew more because it does take a tank up for about 5 months.
So?
Well, then we would jeopardize having the rest of our beers on.
So?
And we prefer to have a variety of beer instead of just one beer. And, you know, granted, Cade is great beer. It's worth the wait. I think that the hype has gone a little too far, but you know, there's so many great breweries out there. They're making so many great beers right now that it shouldn't be so highly sought after, but it is. And if we transitioned over to Smutty Nose and brewed the exact same beer there,
man, I knew you were going to say that.
No, what I'm going to say is it would be totally different, and the people that would shoot me would be those people that have gotten to know Cade on an intimate level and love her dearly, and they would go, "Ah, man, you sold out for the money." Well, we're not going to sell out for the money. Cade will continue to be brewed here. The possibility of doing larger batch size, we could fill 2 fermenters with Cade. It's a lot of work, and it's, again, if we fill 2 fermenters, then we'd fill the 2 horizontals, and those 2 horizontals are really sort of an availability for us to lager beers, which, you know, we just don't have that capacity. Again, we're so small. We do 1,200 barrels of beer a year, and having 2 horizontal serving tanks, and I'll walk you down here. As you can see, we're pretty well shoehorned in here. We've got two 14-barrel fermenters here. We've got 3 7-barrel fermenters there. And then as we walk down the alley here, we've got 2 horizontal 14-barrel conditioning tanks. And Kate is sitting here. Tyson just pulled 5 gallons off of it. And that's how we bottle it. We just fill logs and bottle, fill logs and bottles. And this is actually empty. This is going to get transferred into today. This is Dirty Blonde. Dirty Blonde we found brightens up a little bit better when it goes into the horizontal. So we move it from the big fermenter into the horizontal. After 7 days in the fermenter, we've got it down to 45, and then we lager it in here. We bring it down to about 34, and it's in there until we need it again to fill the serving tanks. So we're Dirty Blonde, because it's our go-to beer, it's sort of the default beer, we brew a ton of it, and it's always in cycle. So tomorrow and Wednesday we'll brew back into that fermenter. This batch will sit here until the serving tanks are empty. We'll clean, sanitize, purge those, and then transfer this batch into the 2 serving tanks. Then that will come back to here. So these 2 tanks are pretty well tied up with Dirty Blonde. So to have Kate sitting in here for 4 months, well, that just takes away one of our horizontal conditioning tanks, so that we can't actually brew into that tank for 4 months. And that's kind of why we don't do more of it. So now I'll show you the rest of the brewery. This is our spiral staircase, stairway to heaven. That's where the brew house is. And we'll just go right up here, under the hose. We have our 2-vessel brew house. We've got a mash lauter tun there. This is single temperature infusion mash tun. We've got our brew kettle here, and we have a hot liquor tank behind. A hot liquor tank is just our hot water that we have just for the brewery. Our control panel, hop back, some grain. There's not a whole lot of room up here. Again, we are tight, very tight on space, and there's just not a lot of room for a Maheen or any sort of larger scale bottlers. We have seen an HDP 2-headed bottle filler that is a table model. We're looking into that. That would actually expedite the process of bottling, but it would not allow us to produce more Kate the Great. Down the hallway we've got, it's actually kind of dark down here. This is where our gas lives, our CO2, and then this is a charge for the Dirty Blonde, our mill, and our cable vey. This drags the grain from the grist case underneath the mill to the mash tun. So we are shoehorned in here pretty darn tightly, and there's just not a whole lot of extra room. If anyone knows of the next door when it's going up for sale, if it's going up for sale, you know, maybe perhaps we could put in a production facility there and appease everybody's needs. Mm-hmm. Cheers.
So what are you expecting? What are you expecting on Monday? What's going to happen?
You know, just that craziness. There are huge threads on the Advocate right now saying I'm going to be camping out. I'll be there at 4:30 in the morning, and man, people are kind of nutty, and they'll do. It goes to prove they'll do anything for a beer, and more than likely Tyler and I'll get in around 8. We'll help organize. The bottles are going on sale at 9. I think we're giving calendar dates at 7. So if you're here at 4 in the morning, it's only a 3-hour wait in sub-zero weather. It won't be too bad. Just bring your hand warmers, earmuffs, and who knows? There might be some pretzels coming out or something like that for the kindness of the brewery. Mm-hmm. Kate will be, again, just another one of those crazy days that, who knows? Maybe no one will show up. But then again, I bet they will. So we are anticipating a full house, and if you're coming, introduce yourself. We'll be walking around and tell us what you think.
Thanks.